Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is March 15, 2016. This is Texan TV news from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. I'm Traivohn Jefferson, and here are today's top stories. In campus news, Tarleton State University will be hosting a mock flu epidemic exercise and earthquake drill on March 16th and 17th. All Tarleton students, faculty, and staff are welcome to observe the simulations. According to a Tarleton press release, this event is set to take place in the nursing building. Students will be trained to handle real-life emergency management scenarios. Nursing, public health, and medical laboratory majors will be gaining experience in managing emergencies that relate to their field. The Intermountain Center for Disaster Preparedness will be leading the simulation. They focus on training and educating XCE classes to train professionals how to handle disaster situations. In regional news, according to the Stephenville Empire Tribune, the passing of former Stephenville High graduate and Tarleton student athlete Braden Coverdale is being mourned after his death from alcohol poisoning last weekend while vacationing at Orange Beach for spring break. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes held a special meeting last night at the Kinesiology building at Tarleton State University to provide grief counseling. Coverdale was a 2012 Stephenville High graduate and who earned All-State honors as a defensive back for playing for the Yellow Jackets. He subsequently played as a reserve for several positions as a member of the Tarleton football team, before eventually transferring to Texas Tech, where he earned the LSC Commissioner's Honor Roll in 2014. Coverdale is survived by his mother, Nikki Colbert, father, Leroy Coverdale, stepfather, Matt Colbert, and siblings. In state news, AP News reports in Edinburgh, Texas, an 83-year-old ex-priest pled not guilty to the murder of a South Texas teacher and ex-beauty queen over 50 years ago. Suspect John Fate arrived in court on Monday using a walker to plead not guilty to the charges against him. He is accused of beating and suffocating 25-year-old Irene Garcia in April 1960 after hearing her confession. Fate was returned to Texas last week after being arrested in Phoenix last month when prosecutors said they found more evidence against him. That evidence has not yet been disclosed. State District Judge Louise Singletary set Fate's bond at $1 million. Former Marine Eddie Ray Routh is seeking a new trial more than a year after being convicted of the murder of former Navy SEAL Chris Kyle and Chad Littlefield. Routh's attorneys have filed a brief containing 3 points of errors that took place during the trial. Routh, who pled not guilty by reasons of insanity, is currently serving a life sentence without parole in Palestine, Texas. District Attorney Alan Nash did not comment on the appeal, stating that the brief filed by the state speaks for itself. Ruth's defense attorneys have not responded to requests for an interview. In national news, according to the Associated Press, an undercover narcotics officer has been killed after a shootout in Maryland on Sunday. Jackie Colson was killed after being shot outside of the police station. The shooting took place in Landover, a suburb of downtown Washington, D.C. The suspect shot first, and many officers fired back at the suspect. There has not been any confirmation of the number of shots fired. The suspect was wounded in the firefight, but is expected to survive. Another suspect was arrested shortly after the shooting. No suspect names have been released. In international news, according to the Associated Press, Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered the Russian military withdraw from Syria. This coincides with the launch of Syrian peace talks and additionally gives Putin an opportunity to pose as a peacemaker for the region. Putin did make it clear that Russia will maintain its naval facility and airbase in Syria and that some troops will still be stationed there. Russia will be withdrawing their air campaign but will not be leaving the country altogether. These peace talks have the best chance to end a war that has had at least 11 million people to flee their homes to go to places like Turkey, Jordan, Lebanon, and Iraq. Now for more national and international news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. The Coast Guard is warning residents in southeast Texas of extreme flood currents. Boaters were advised to stay off a 25-mile stretch of the rain-swollen Sabine River on Monday, 1 week after the area was hit with severe weather. Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump says his rallies are, quote, love fests in response to violence at his campaign events. Trump said he is a peace-loving person while campaigning in North Carolina. The European Space Agency has begun the first stage of a two-part mission to explore Mars and hunt for signs of life on the red planet. The unmanned ExoMars probe was launched aboard a Russian rocket on Monday and is expected to reach Mars in October. Scientists on Monday announced the discovery of a dinosaur fossil in Central Asia, giving a glimpse into the evolution process of giants like the T-Rex. This previously unknown dinosaur is thought to have been a predecessor of the T-Rex and other tyrannosaurs. Christopher Fourier, Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
And now we turn to Veronica Morales with today's weather.
Thanks, Traivohn. Today's forecast is a high of 85 and a low of 49. Now back to you.
Today's broadcast was produced by Veronica Morales, Forrest Murphy, and Shelby Clayton. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm Traivohn Jefferson. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.